Hello, everybody. What a privilege to spend 30 minutes together again today. And I have to tell you, the longer I continue with this, the more I understand that I can never stop with this. Not that I'm going to do it always on camera, but what we're busy doing is changing our lives so dramatically. I wish I can tell it and share it with you so that you can just sit in our home and feel what's happening in our home. Because the power of our tongue creates life and death. And amazingly, my daughter and my wife sits in with every session. And my daughter said, I never thought it was so important to sit in with both sessions, Dad. But I honestly can tell you, I'm so glad to hear those words because the more I hear them, the more it makes sense to me. Now, I'm going to start with an agreement again. And if you're an old customer sitting with us and enjoying this 30 minutes with us, you might think, oh, okay, Yanni's going to make the agreement, have a pen and paper, have a notebook. When he says something that I agree with, just say something, just agree, just nod or wink at him. And even though he can't see me or he can't hear me, just be in the arena, just be part of what he's busy doing. Some of you think, no, I don't matter that much. Doesn't matter. He's speaking to other people, not to me. I don't really need a pen. Oh, I'm not really going to make notes. And after the first week, this is not serious. Because we as a family, we don't really share afterwards in any case. We just do the formality and then it's gone. Now, you've got to understand what I'm speaking about is the difference between mediocrity and being excellent. It's not success or failure. It's a mindset. It's how you think about yourself. And I'm going to be honest. I will have to make this agreement every day. Because the day I stop, what do you think is going to happen? You think that doesn't matter that much anymore. And that's why many marriages, many relationships, many people are overweight, fat, and sick with illness. The pharmacy is the busiest place in lockdown, not the parks where people can walk for free. They spend all their money on medicine because they thought it doesn't matter that much this day. So if I don't make the agreement today and say, get your pen and paper, or get your pen and notebook, or get your pen and diary, which one ever you choose, you will think it doesn't matter that much anymore because I don't speak about it today. Because I assume, and I hope you hear what I say, I assume all of you know the agreement. Now, assumption is the mother of all bugger-ups. That was a great escape for me. Assumption is the mother of all bugger-ups. That means all mess-ups in life. Because the moment you assume it is to be like that, that's the moment you stepped into the biggest trap that Satan can set for you. Now, this morning when we had the discussion upstairs, we had our non-negotiable mindset time every day. And I hope you hear what I say. It's non-negotiable. We don't assume it's going to be like that. There's no assumption in this. This is a routine in our home, a daily routine, non-negotiable, and it rich in our lives in so many ways. You will never understand it unless you do it. You can think you can, but you won't. Waking up early, you will never understand the wealth of waking up early if you don't. That wealth, you can wake up one morning early and you think, what am I doing in this dark? What do I have to speak? I don't know what to do. I'm bored. Yes, you're right. So sleep late tomorrow morning. You're not missing out on anything. Why do you think I wake up every morning early? Because I have a plan for this morning. I can't wait for this morning to start. That's why I wake up actually earlier. I'm lying in bed anticipating the 5 o'clock wake up time when everything starts to fall in place, because first things first. We spoke about burnout yesterday. Now, I want to finish the agreement. get your notebook, get a pen. When I say something and you, after you agreed with me, or while you're saying, yes, Yanni, I like that, and you're writing down what you say for you, first person, the goal is to share it after the session. As a family, sit together and ask each other, what have you heard today? Now, if what you have heard today is against me, it's a waste of time. It doesn't matter. If what you have heard is for you, it will be beneficial for you to repeat it. So I am not the one to be judged here. I hope you hear what I say. I am in the arena. I'm not checking whether you like me or not. I might say a word every now and then that might upset you. If that's what's hitting you, you're in this for the wrong reason. Be in this for you, so that you can find what you're going to do, not to catch me out making a mistake. I make many mistakes, but it doesn't matter to me, because if I don't fail, I will never succeed. Success is on the other side of failure. And failure are for those people who's brave enough not to be judged by the world, but to be free from the world, fail, and then become more and more successful. I trust it makes sense what I'm saying. So don't look at me. Think about yourself. Afterwards, share it. We spoke about burnout yesterday. The source of burnout is self-doubt. The source of burnout is wanting to please people. I asked you yesterday, who controls your opinion of you? Who are the people in your life that have power over the opinion you have of you? Is it your boss? Is it your parents? Is it your boyfriend? Is it your friends? Is it the result of your last match? You see, it's not always people, it's sometimes events. But if your opinion is determined by something else except from inside out, you are the sucker of life. And my apologies for being so blunt, but then you are a sucker. Because other people's opinion will rule your life. Now, I spoke about where my daughter went, because if you don't believe in God, I don't know what you believe, but I believe in God, so I know there's an evil force. We call him Satan. Satan has methods of working. So Satan set traps. You've got to understand one thing. When you're part of the mass and you're floating downstream, part of all these dead fish, barely alive, you're just floating downstream, lukewarm. No trap is needed because you're already trapped. You're not alive. You're alive, but not living life vibrantly. The traps are set for those people not part of this river of dead fish. The traps are set in the forest. That's where I'm running and where I'm walking around. So every day, the evil one will try to trap me every day of his life, of my life. He will set traps. And if I release one day, if I release my guard one day, I step into a trap because he's going to set traps for me. So I've got to be on my guard every day if I'm living in the arena of life. If I'm on a spectator stand, I'm very happy, it's comfortable, I don't have to keep it, but I'm meaningless. I'm just a judge and an opinionated person, and I give credit, but I don't contribute to life except to kill or to vomit over those people that's really in the arena of life. So traps are set for everybody. The trap of burnout is not only for people in sport. It's not only for young children. I'm speaking about my daughter. But while we were seeing her experience of burnout so vividly in front of our eyes, where her passion became her biggest almost enemy, because she doubted her passion, because her passion became her God. But she went through a process, and that process she written down to us in a piece of paper. Now, I want to read you this because I circled certain words, and I want you to hear these words because many of you carry these words in your mind. Exhausted, dull, broken, hopeless, not good enough, body changes, fat, being perfect, 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 not good enough, never good enough, couldn't escape, looking in the mirror, fat girl, especially with those closest to me. I can blame the world. Sadness, a place of sadness. I cry until I sleep. Self-pity, a deep hole of self-pity. Now, what I just described to you are the thoughts of burnout. That's the end result. Now, many of us don't experience burnout as a total burnout. We simply live burned right through our life. You sit in a marriage, but you're never happy. This morning, somebody phoned me from far and he said, Yanni, I will pay anything. But I realize my marriage is depleting. It's flowing out of my hands. I'm losing it. How can I save my marriage? Now, what did I do? I made an agreement. I made that agreement every day. I will make it every day. I will not stop, because if I stop with the agreement, assumption creeps in. And when assumption creeps in, all of you think it's not that important. And if it's not that important, it becomes the hole in the ship that sinks the ship, because water will come into that hole. And before you open, you don't know where it happens because it's such a small hole. But before you open your eyes, your ship is so heavy that all you do is battle to keep it afloat. You're not sailing on the sea, discovering all the stuff. You're battling to just stay afloat. That's where most people spend their lives, battling. They're not burned out. They're not sink. They didn't sink. Their ship didn't sink. They're battling constantly to keep, but they don't close the holes. And the holes are not big. The holes are small. Now, how do you wake up? How do you recover from being filled with holes? I discussed the first step yesterday. My daughter said, although I hated you and you irritated the hell out of me, you never left me. So I will always go. And even though she pushed me away, and even though I was always reminding her that there's another option. But through our discussion this morning and through a letter that I read, I'm going to share with you a key in recovery. And you want to know this key because many of us don't have this key. That's why I have work. That's why I love my work so much. The key to recovery is not in the place where you found your burnout, because those around you started burning with you, even though they didn't experience in that severity. So they were part of your burnout process. So they being part of your burnout process can't be part of your solution, because your mind has already locked them in as part of your problem, and you accuse and you judge and you take them, hold them responsible. So people around you are usually people not part of the solution, although they will try to lift you up, but they will irritate you, like I did with my daughter. The great conversation that we had, and I said to her, Danielle, she said to me, Dad, the answer was that I had to focus on finding God, who God is. And I said to her, Danielle, I know that sounds very, very holy, and it sounds very nice. How? How did you decide to get there? And we had this discussion. And she said, Dad, you know what? In December, when we were at sea, holiday, Tannie Christie, her aunt, who is also a pastor, but Tannie Christie noticed something in me, and she started speaking to me. And she was not part of this process. She doesn't know anything at all. But one thing that she did is she got me to question what is important to me. She said, what if dance? Because dance was my world. Dance was the place where I felt safe. Dance was my world of meaningfulness, of identity. And she said, what if dance is not your future? What if dance is not where God wants you? But she didn't have a clue about all the years. She knows that I've been dancing for 30 years, but she was not involved. She was outside. And the most important thing that she said this morning after yesterday's talk is she said that Tannie Christie spoke into my ears fourth dimensional faith. That means the answer. And to us, it's a great revelation. And I know it because in my work, I can easily get to burnout because I give and I give and I give every day. And I'm with my wife and she's my greatest partner. I tell you, we've got an amazing relationship and we are very, very real with each other. We are either hot or cold. You've got to understand. We are not lukewarm. I can't do lukewarm. She wants to do lukewarm because she wants to keep the peace. But I refuse to do lukewarm because lukewarm gets you in a place where something's still got to be said. Something's still got to be dealt with. And our relationship is hot and cold, but both pleasant. Pleasantly hot, pleasantly cold. But we don't do lukewarm. But I need the advice or the mentorship of somebody in my life who have fourth dimensional faith. And I hope you hear what I say. I can never take advice. I can never have a mentor that has fourth dimensional fear. That means beyond reality. Speak about my future. Kobus Moller is part of this forum as well. He's part of the Afrikaans group. But many years ago, we were poor. We didn't have money. We didn't have anywhere to go. I was in rock bottom financially. So financially, I was poor. You've got to understand, you can't get somebody who mentors you on every aspect of life because certain people are aligned with you on certain areas. So I can't take spiritual advice from, yes, I can. Perhaps somebody is twice. Somebody is two meanings in my life, for sure. But you've got to identify alignments. Alignments are people who don't make you feel comfortable, yet they hold you accountable. And I hope you hear what I say. Alignment doesn't mean comfort. It does mean accountability. It holds you accountable for decisions you make concerning a certain aspect in your life. Now, I've got a friend, part of this forum for many weeks, for all 6 weeks or 5 weeks now. And I will phone him and I will just say to him, share with me your feelings. Share with me what you see. And I said to him, and he was quite straight and honest, hot and cold with me in one session, after one session. And I said to him, please never change this because I need this. I need hot and cold because if you're not hot and cold, I will fall in that dead fish stream who's floating nowhere. Keep me accountable. And Danielle's answer to her recovery was, somebody caused me to question my true loyalty. Do I want to be loyal to friends, people? Do I want to impress my teacher or my mates or my opponents? What is the source of my feeling inferiority? It's because I want to please people. I want to satisfy people because I built up a reputation, and that reputation was to be in control, perfect. So I couldn't fail, and I felt like a failure all the time. And suddenly I was burned out because my fear was the place of my belonging. And she just got me to question where my true loyalty lies. And then she guided me to search for the pleasures and the joy. And the word that she said this morning, that probably the biggest place I have to go to is find joy. That means I have to choose joy. Because if I choose joy, darkness, self-pity, perfectionism can't have a place. I have to choose between these two. But I needed somebody who spoke into my ears and held me accountable for this. So how do you recover from burnout? Get a fourth dimensional faith mentor. Somebody not close to you. That's how easy it is. You have to get somebody who speak into your ear, get you to question your truths, because your truths are getting you to live like a burnout sucker. That's where Satan wants us all. He wants us to be burned out. He wants us to be suckers of life. So I trust you got this one. Yesterday's feedback after the session, so many people said, Yanni, we applaud your daughter because she came out. How many of you are sitting with the change? And I want to close the session. My last couple of thoughts. This morning, amazingly, I opened my Bible and I said, Lord, please tell me what you want me to hear for today. And it was in 2 Corinthians 10, verse 3. And what's written there is very interesting. And I want you to hear this. Our weapons are not the weapons of this world. Because our warfare is against the spirits in this world. Now listen to this. Our weapon will demolish. Now I want you to think about the word demolish. If there's children sitting there, what does demolish mean to you? If you're on the beach and you build a sandcastle and somebody comes by and they demolish your sandcastle, what happens to your sandcastle? It's ruined. It's gone. It's demolish means zero respect. Zero respect. A demolisher means I've got no respect for whatever you are. I demolish what you are. Demolish means break in stukkies. Yeah, I want to speak an Afrikaans word, but it's not going to be a pleasant for you. Yeah, so it's really ruined. It's really harsh. So demolish means, now this is what the word says. The weapons we have will demolish the strongholds. Now let's go to this. What is a stronghold? Stronghold. It holds me strong. How many of you, I see this picture in my mind of chains. I told you procrastination are the chains and fear the lock that keep average people average, on the negative side now. Our weapons will demolish strongholds. What's a stronghold? A stronghold is not a physical thing. How many of you are sitting there and you bind it with chains or ropes? Or not one of you are sitting there because you could use your computer. You use your hands. Yes, you think you're in timeout or in time. Some of you think it's lockdown. You might think that's the stronghold. No, the stronghold is nothing else except a mental hold, a mental chain. The weapons we have will demolish the strongholds. And listen to what my daughter said this morning. She said, Dad, my past was absolutely necessary. I'm not sad that this happened to me. It had to happen to me. And I'm so glad it happened to me because now I'm experienced the victory. So my past strongholds will become my testimony of my future. How many of you are sitting with strongholds and you think nobody should know about this? This is my stronghold. I can survive. I can walk around. But you have a stronghold on you. The weapons we have will demolish the strongholds. And listen to this. And it will demolish arguments. What is an argument? It's a thought that somebody puts in your mind and you think, oh, this is this way. It's like we are in lockdown. It's going to increase dramatically. More people are going to be infected. More people are going to die. The economy is suffering. This is arguments. It's bull. Shit. Yeah, it's bull. That's the arguments that we will demolish with what? Fourth dimensional faith. I hope you hear what I say. Fourth dimensional faith means faith in God, because you can't see God. God is not touchable reality in front of your eyes. God is beyond reality. That's fourth dimensional faith. So I trust you got my message today. How do you recover from burnout? Because burnout happens to everybody. We're in the world. But it shouldn't happen to those people who know the answer to burnout. And the answer to burnout, because we're human, we go into those things because we are conditioned from childhood to think inferior, to think poor, to think with fear. We are conditioned to think that way. That's the world. Satan is prince of this world. So he's behind this whole thing. But now that we get older, and now that we get wiser, and God gives us wisdom, and we pray wisdom from him, this is the revelation for today. You can recover. You can have a new season. You can have a new life. You can start a brand new beginning. Think about the beautiful picture of a black field that has burned down. And it looks ugly. Some of you feel like that right now. But when the rain comes and that new grass leaves start to come through the black, and eventually it is beautifully green. It's like the picture Victor just showed us before the session. He phoned us and he said, Dad, I want to show you the picture from the roof where I stand. And he showed us a sunset that was out of this world, paradise. He shared that picture with us. Some people from the Cape, they WhatsApp me a picture of their family time this morning watching sunrise. And I sat there and I had goosebumps because I realized some families are actually tasting the reward of first things first, of discipline, waking up early. They taste it, they live it this day. While many families have got no clue, no idea, no clue. There's a nice new one. No clue about what they're missing out. That's a new word. Put my name underneath it. You've got no clue, idea or a clue about what you're missing out. So my wish for you today is, if you feel burnout, if you feel that you're in a pit, self-pity, doubt, get somebody who will question your truths. But it can't be somebody personal to you because they're familiar with you and you know them too well, and your guard will be up. You will not allow them in. But find somebody who's got fourth dimensional faith, and you've got an alignment with that person. It will change your life. I trust that all of you will recover where you burned, because we all burn sometime. And I trust that all of you will live this, in Afrikaans they call it green. I don't know what's the English word now, but it's a beautiful green of a new garden. And all of you can go into a new season. I look forward to tomorrow's chat. Have an awesome afternoon. Cheers, guys.